Good morning, everybody. Claudia McMullen here from Fluffy Cow Coffee. As you all know, we do fundraisers every week for our farm animal sanctuary partners. And this week we are back with the lovely Dr. Karen of Hope Haven Sanctuary outside of Pittsburgh. Good morning, Dr. Karen. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I am doing great. It's a hot, muggy day here in Pittsburgh, but I'm thrilled to talk with you again and so appreciative that you would have Hope Haven back on with your organization for the second time.
That's right. Well, we love Hope Haven and all the great things you do. Speaking of which, why don't you refresh at least the Fluffy Cow fan base with what Hope Haven is, what your mission is, when did you start, your origin story.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. My name is Dr. Karen Phillips. I'm the founder of Hope Haven. We are a small farm animal sanctuary. We're right outside of the city of Pittsburgh, which I was really excited to get the property so that we could have people from the city come and visit us. I started the sanctuary about 10 years ago. I'm a veterinarian, and my first big passion and love was to, and still is, to spay, neuter, and help decrease pet overpopulation. So I was working in an animal shelter in the city when I started seeing a lot of these farm animals coming in unwanted to the shelter. And it broke my heart to see them there. They weren't set up to take in these farm. And that was where the idea for Hope Haven started, that we in Pittsburgh needed their own place. And so that's how Hope Haven started. And it's now blossomed into this very beautiful, wondrous little sanctuary. It is small, we're 7 acres, but we are committed to taking in animals that are abused or neglected. I work with the humane agents. I have that nice relationship with working with them in different shelters so they can help me take in animals that they see the need for. And then we also do take in some animals from owners for rehoming situations, but we try to save our small areas for animals that are facing some type of neglect or abuse.
Sure. Now tell me a little bit about your residents. First of all, I want to confirm that you're a sanctuary, meaning that the animals live out their natural lives with you at the sanctuary.
Yep. Yeah, they do. At this point, I'm so attached to them all. I don't think I could ever part with any of them. So yeah. They live
so tell us a little bit about your residents. Like, do you have cows and goats and chickens and roosters and whoever?
Yeah, we have little smattering of everything, but we do not have cows yet. It is a dream of mine, and maybe we can talk about it later, to get a second property that's kind of in the works right now. So something bigger where we can have cows, because that's a dream. But right now we have farm hogs and potbellies, and we recently took in coon piglets. We have sheep and goats and lots of chickens, geese, ducks. We have emus. They're my special favorites. We have 4 emus at the property, and mini horse, mini donkey, and lots of special animals.
That's awesome. Now, last time we talked, it was like really right in the heart of COVID time, and you had not opened the sanctuary up for educational tours or kids or people to come visit the sanctuary. Are you doing that now?
Yeah, we did close down last year, which was horrible. But we are open. We are doing farm tours, started in May, and they are every weekend. And again, one of the things I've really always wanted for Hope Haven was for it to be an educational center as well as a home for these needy animals. So I have started putting on different classes and courses. This is the first year we're offering a kids camp at the farm.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm so excited. It's coming up this month. It is sold out. So if it goes well, we're going to try to do that more frequently, because I would love to have the younger people come out and learn about the animals. And we are doing yoga classes, and we're doing some educational classes with butterflies, and we did some container courses on plantings. So we're trying to do a lot of eclectic different things to draw as many people into the sanctuary as we can to show them our animals.
That's awesome. And how is it going?
It's so good. Yeah, it's busy, and it's so hot in Pittsburgh right now. It's been It's been hard, but I think it's going well. We've been getting a lot of interest, and I really think, especially this fall, things are going to blossom, and we're going to be able to do a lot of welcoming of the people so they can come and get to know the animals and get to know about our mission.
That's amazing. That is so awesome. So now I really want people to understand that you, Dr. Karen, are a vet who spends your days spaying and neutering dogs and cats, and then you spend your early mornings and your evenings working on the farm on your with your sanctuary residents. So you are a busy lady whose life, every moment sounds like, is dedicated to animal welfare. So for those people who don't know this fact about Dr. Karen, she gets big high fives, big claps. I mean, it is amazing the work you're doing in the world of animal welfare in both sides. Because as you know, we also have Hugo Coffee, and we do fundraisers for dog and cat rescues.
Mm-hmm.
And for Fluffy Cow, we do fundraisers for farm animal sanctuaries. So you hit both sweet spots for us, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I guess that is true, and thank you for the kind words. It's one of those things. Like, I guess I don't see it as like a hardship. God forbid. I love doing it, and I've been able to create this amazing life where I wasn't happy in veterinary medicine doing private practice and those types of things, but I adore doing surgery. And now I just work at animal shelters. I don't do any owned animal private practice work, but I mean, I literally do what I love to do every day. And coming home and in the mornings, working with the farm animals, it's never hard. I mean, I guess it's hard.
Right.
But it's never a hardship, because it's just living your dream. It's kind of amazing, and I feel I'm really lucky, and I'm very grateful for it.
Well, I feel like you are as well, because you are living your passion, and you're living it 24/7, which is that's a gift in life.
It really is, and a lot of people can't say that about what they do, and that's
yeah, I would say like 95% of the world can't say it's what they do. So it's very special what you're able to accomplish in both worlds, right? And like because I could tell you from running an animal rescue, the need for spaying and neutering in rescues is extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole key, right? For a rescue, you do not want to ever adopt out an intact animal. You always want to have a spayed and neutered animal, and you want to educate about spaying and neutering, because that's how you want to decrease the population of unwanted and neglected animals. Now you have a farm animal sanctuary, and you're doing things like educating the children and the adults around Pittsburgh and whoever stops by as to probably the impact of industrial farming of animals and the circumstances under which they're living, and maybe we can rethink how we eat because of the impact on the environment, as well as the impact on the animals and the lives, the horrific lives they lead, and what sanctuary means, and that they're sentient beings that can feel pain, love, remorse, loss, all those things.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've definitely hit the nail on the head. It's all interconnected. And I think the more people education's the key. In
both worlds, education's the key in both worlds.
Yep. Yeah. And to go about it in an upbeat and a loving, but a happy way. That's always been what I've been trying to get across. And I don't like to talk about all the negatives or show horrible things on any of our social media, but just to show the joy and the love. And then if people can come out and interact, it makes a world of difference. And trying to affect the children makes a world of difference. And when I have people come out, what I always start my tours out with is to try to inspire people. I want them to look around and to see Hope Haven was just a vacant property. It had a little old house on it when I bought it. But I mean, I've had all the barns and the fencing built, and it takes a long time, and there's a lot of work and blood, sweat, and tears. But if people just would, take some action, take some steps to do something that they feel passionate about, they can make such a huge difference. And all just have to make a little difference, and it blossoms into something huge in the world.
Yes, 100%. I actually feel like the exact same way when it came to my brands of Hugo Coffee and Fluffy Cow. Like, I don't want sad. I want it to be upbeat.
Yeah.
I want it to be poppy. I want it to be like fun. And I don't want to upset or depress people, but I want to educate at the same time.
Yep. Yeah. And you're doing similar to me. I think we have that in common. We're both living our passions and making our everyday jobs and work, that joyful expression and helping the world. I think it's such a blessing to be able to do what we do and live every day and help.
It really is. Now, tell me, how do you do these educational programs while you're at work? So you must have a very passionate volunteer base.
Well, we definitely have a lot of wonderful supporters in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a very animal friendly city, and that's awesome. And I appreciate being here. I try to do a lot of the things with the farm on my days off.
Okay.
There, I'm definitely trying to build and work on my volunteer base. It's always been a bit of that's been the hardest part for me. And it's just a matter of juggling when I can get people out when I'm home and then training them and things. So I'm still working on that, but it's going to be, it's a work in progress. And
Yes, yes. I mean, you only have so many hours in the day, and
right,
you have a full-time job doing this other part of your world that's really amazing, and then you have to come home and then you have to work in your sanctuary, and then the added pressure of training and coming up with training manuals and all that kind of stuff for the sanctuary. Like, that's enough to make my head spin.
right. Yeah. And then fundraising and social media and taxes. And there's a lot to it, but I really started this summer. I'm really devoting myself to etching out time for it because, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a really big dream of getting a second property, 28 more, so we can do a lot more for rescuing, but also to do more events. That's always been a real drive for me. And there's a fly here. Sorry. At the current property, we have a really tiny little parking lot. It only
Yeah.
fits about 7 cars. So I'm really limited to what we can do with big activities. So it's going to be amazing when we get the second property. We can have like concerts and events and festivals and lots of wonderful things to welcome people to the sanctuary.
That's very exciting. I love that. I just love that. When the impact an additional 20 acres could have. That's fantastic.
I know. So definitely I'm looking for people to volunteer, people to support. So, obviously collaborations.
Collaboration.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Things like that with you and other organizations are so meaningful to me because it really helps to spread the word. And if we can get more people on board for our mission and our sanctuary, we can get more help to get bigger.
Absolutely. And look, it's why I wake up in the morning, It's
Yeah.
why I love the beginning of the next week, because I write checks to people and I know that the money is going to have an impact. Speaking of which, we need to do the call to action now for the Hope Haven fan base and the Fluffy Cow fan base. We have our fundraiser goes, just for everybody who doesn't know. Our fundraiser is a week-long fundraiser. It began on Monday, which was the 4th of July. So, that was kind of a,
People are busy.
yeah, more busy. So it began on Monday and it ends Sunday at midnight. And I donate $2.50 for every item sold on the website during the course of the week. So the key is to get people to buy coffee, fluffycowcoffee.com, and know that not only are you helping Hope Haven when you do so. By the way, you killed it in the last fundraiser, so we got to get cracking on this one. Not only are you helping Hope Haven, but the coffee's damn good.
Well, that's the whole thing. This is and thank you for doing this, and not just for Hope Haven, but for all you do. It's such a wonderful thing. And I feel you really help some of the smaller sanctuaries. Really, like we really need it. It's hard. Fundraising is one of the hardest parts of running a charity, I think. So this is such an easy, I'm sorry, this fly really wants to get some time on.
Some airtime.
Really wants to. So, but this is such an easy way for people. Like it's a win-win. They get this awesome coffee and you have so many different varieties that they buy it as a gift. You can buy it for yourself. You can stock up. That's what I'm doing as I'm buying a whole bunch and just keeping it in my fridge. But then you get the coffee and you get the sales, but we get the proceeds as well. And it just is a wonderful way. It's just a great opportunity. So thank you for doing that. And thank the supporters out there who will buy a bag or two or three or a bundle.
Yes, that's right. Or a bundle and gifts. Now, the one thing I want your fan base as well to know is there's a reason behind my madness here. The reason I pick small cash-strapped sanctuaries and rescues around the country is because I ran an animal rescue. And I know that these are the organizations, these thousands of small volunteer-based cash-strapped organizations around the country are the ones doing the work of animal welfare and rescue in the country. Like, we love Best Friends, of course. We love the Humane Society, but a check for $200, $300 to them isn't going to make a damn bit of difference. But I write you a check for that, and you can do stuff with that money, and that money has an immediate impact. So speaking of which, say we kill it, and I write you a check for $300 on Monday. What could Hope Haven do with that money?
Yes, well, I do think we are going to kill it. I'd like to do better than we did on the first fundraiser, because I'm sort of competitive that way. But right now, because we did have to close all of our bird areas because of the avian influenza epidemic that was going through the US in earlier months, which you probably heard about, we are letting our birds back out at this point, and we are also taking in intakes of birds. So we're actually getting clobbered with all these birds that need sanctuary that we weren't able to take in when we had everything closed off. So we are in desperate need of some fencing. We need to make smaller separate coops for all these birds, especially roosters, which we are always overburdened with. So right now we're doing what I'd use this for is for fencing, so we can take care of all of these needy birds that are just flooding in to our sanctuary.
All right, well, let's get the word out. Let's buy coffee and let's build some fencing for Hope Haven Sanctuary via Fluffy Cow Coffee.
Yes, let's do it. It's such a great opportunity. It's such a wonderful thing, and it's a beautiful time of year. Let's just make it a beautiful fundraiser too.
Yes, let's do it, Dr. Karen.
We will. All
right,
buddy.
All right. Now, in the meantime, you have a fantastic weekend, and thumbs up, fingers crossed. Bye.
We will do a third fundraiser in the future. That would be exciting.
Of course we will. We're not letting go of Hope Haven.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. This was a lot of fun to chat with you this morning. And thank you everybody out there for watching and for supporting. Just definitely go out and buy yourself some coffee. I got some here. I had some this morning, and I don't know if I could do all the farm chores without your Fluffy Cow coffee.
Awesome. All right, Dr. Karen, thank you so much. And thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much too. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.